Welcome into the live desk. I am Janae Hancock on this Monday morning. Hopefully, you all had an amazing weekend. We are continuing our edition of News You Need to Know, news you can use. Take a look at your screen right now. More states are cautioning residents to be wary of text message scams like this one right here on your screen from the DMV, including right here in Kansas as well as Missouri. Today, we are joined by Josh Planos with the Better Business Bureau. Josh, thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. Let's jump straight into it. Explain this new scam, DMV scams related to fees.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Janae, this is an avalanche. It is something that has been reported nationwide. This really is something that kind of takes you aback, right? There's also a fake link that's included in that message that appears to be from the DMV. From the DMV, it mentions a phony deadline. And again, all of these things that will happen to you if you don't act immediately to remedy the situation.
And for the viewers who are just now joining us, taking a look at just an example here, right here on your screen. I know a few people here in the newsroom have received a text message similar, whether it's from Missouri or Kansas. Just how many people have been impacted here locally, Josh, that you all know of at the Better Business Bureau?
Yes, we've received 5 reports from Kansans and Missourians related to this scam. I can tell you that thousands have reported this nationwide. So this is something where, just like many scams that we report on, many scams that we caution against falling for, the reality of the situation is far greater than those who go the lengths to report the experience. So this is something where it's been widely reported, but it is something to be wary of because it really does pass the smell test for a lot of folks, and that's really all you need to incur substantial losses.
I want to touch on something that you said. I mean, it's like here we go again, but you touched on the fact that a lot of people were receiving toll scam text messages. I know I'm still receiving it on my work phone, but why are we seeing such a rise in these text message scams here lately? Do you all have the answer as to why?
Well, I think it would stand to reason that the engagement rate with that mode of communication is far higher than email, which was, again, far higher than phone calls before it, right? Scammers are really good at knowing what is being used. It's why things like TikTok aren't immune from scams, because they know that that's a marketplace where there's a buyer and a seller, and a lot of folks with a lot of interest are trafficking in those sites. So text message open rates are something like north of 90%. Email open rates are something like lower than 40%. So if you were a scammer and you were designing a scam meant to get as much engagement as possible, as much activity as possible, it would look a lot like a text message these days. And our hope, right, is that guardrails are erected to protect us from this mode of communication that all of us widely use for everything, from setting up doctor appointments to setting up parties, right? But it really is unfortunate that scammers have also found a way to weaponize that mode of communication and in an effective manner for them.
And it's the things that are most important when you get a text message and it's regarding the DMV, it's regarding your car. And then also, I have a coworker who is receiving a lot of text messages regarding loans as well. I mean, you get concerned. And so you happen to reach out. Is there a targeted age group where they're just really falling victim, especially the last couple of months?
You know, scams really do cut across all demographics, all ages. We have received reports from those over 65 and those under 20. So it really does cut across demos. Many different demographics are using text message to communicate. And really the cost associated with convenience in this country and globally is staggering, right? For many of us, you could put aside, the possibility of a loan being communicated via text for many, many years. And nowadays, really, a lot of that communication does take place over text message. Like I said, you can set up a doctor appointment from your phone. You can transfer all of your money to a new bank account in less than 10 minutes. And I think when you have such ease of access, such the ability to do these things from a couch, there really is a lot of troubles and some unintended consequences associated with that convenience.
And so, Josh, let's dive into it. Taking a look at this screenshot once again, what are the red flags to look out for, and what should people do if they receive a DMV scam text like this one right here on our screen? I mean, even taking a look at that URL is a little triggering.
Yeah, the URL does pass the smell test, but there's a lot of kind of gibberish letters attached to the end of it. That's usually a pretty important giveaway. The phone number, first and foremost, is the most important thing. I got one of these scam texts over the weekend. I live in Nebraska, and the message started with +63, which identifies the country of origin. +63 is the Philippines. So I know that it's very unlikely that the Nebraska DMV would be communicating via a cellular device based internationally. So typically that's a really good way to suss out what is a local communication from what is an international one. And the reality is no state DMV would be running this communication through international waters. Anytime you get out of country phone numbers, suspicious URLs, you're faced with an urgent request and an odd payment request. That's usually a sign that something is up and you should do a little bit of research. And luckily, given the volume of reports, a lot of folks are doing that research before they click into a link, before they choose to provide personal or payment information to someone they don't know. And that's exactly the course of action that we're hoping for those of us in the consumer protection business.
You touch on a great point there. Missouri, Kansas, they're not going to text you for one, as far as the DMV is concerned, and then they're definitely not going to reach out through an international number. So those are some red flags to be on the lookout for, and we'll continue our coverage here at KCTV5. Josh Planos, I want to thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. As for our viewers, I want to leave you with a live shot overlooking the Country Club Plaza. We will have a weather update coming your way shortly after our noon newscast. Thank you so much for joining me.